What's up, heathens? How ya doing? I'm the Godless engineer, and I
am a dumbass that doesn't know the first fucking thing about history.
What?
You heard me, dipshit. I know you are a mythricist, and that means you don't know jack shit about history.
Oh, does it? How do you figure that?
Everyone knows that we have more people talking shit about Jesus than any other fucker in history.
Wanna bet on that?
Oh, definitely, dumbass.
Okay, brocefus. Who do you think has less evidence for his existence than Jesus does?
Okay, let's start with Alexander the Great. We don't have any kind of thing written on him for like 500 fucking years after he supposedly pimped walk around whatever the fuck country he was in.
Well, it seems like that's not the entire story now, is it? According to Crestus here, we have a lot of great evidence for Alexander the Great.
Wait, what? No, he fucking doesn't. You know jack shit about history, you idiot.
Well, he does. The guy that you were talking about is actually Arian, who was writing about 500 years after Alexander the Great supposedly lived, but he apparently used the first-hand accounts from 2 of his generals. Oh, and on top of Arian, we have Diodorus, Dionysius, Rufus, Trogus, and Plutarch that were also writing about Alexander the Great using first-hand accounts.
Uh-huh. Well, shit.
Oh, and on top of all that, we have speeches from Socrates, Demosthenes, Aeschines, Hyperides, and Denarchus. Oh, and we have poetry from Theocritus and the scientific works of Theophrastus. I'm not good with names, you know this.
Looky here, motherfucker, I don't give a shit about...
Oh, and the plays of Meander. Which, by the way, we don't have this kind of quantity or quality of evidence for Jesus. I mean, the Gospels, they only cite scripture, not any kind of eyewitness source, and Paul, he definitely didn't see Jesus walking around on earth.
Well, fuck me in the ear. We get it, you're a goddamn egghead. What about Pilate then, huh, dumbass? The only reason why we know about that motherfucker is because the Gospels wrote about him.
Seems like you're wrong about that one too, bud.
What? Oh, you're fucking shitting me.
No, not even a little. What we have is Philo writing a whole book about how he persecuted the Jews, and then we got Josephus, who was writing about how Pilate was a total dick to the Jews, and then on top of all of this, we have physical evidence in the form of an inscription that references Pilate and his position in that area, and it seems like we don't have anything of this quality or quantity for Jesus.
You know what? Fuck you in that app. Oh, what about that other fuck that everybody wants to be all the time? What the fuck is his name? You know, someone who's looking for him and everyone's like, I am Zardoz. I am Barnabas. I am a platypus. No, I'm Trumpicus.
I think you're referencing Spartacus?
Yep, that fuck right there. We got more evidence for Jesus than we do for Spartacus.
Well, it seems like you're wrong on this point, too.
Shit! That can't be correct. You're fucking making shit up at this point, aren't you?
No, you can look up this information for yourself if you want to, but according to Crestus, we have Appian and Plutarch that was using Livy to write about Spartacus. Now, Livy was living about 10 years after the Spartacus War. But while we don't have his original text, we do have preservations of portions of his text in Appian and Plutarch. Oh, and apparently there was an ancient poet named Horace that directly references Spartacus. He lived at the same time as Livy, too.
No, no, no. You're not doing this to me yet again, motherfucker. Fucking always contradicting me and shit. I bet you don't have anyone that actually lived during that fucking war, huh?
Just to put it into context here, you think that documents that were written 40 years after Jesus supposedly died give us a reliable account about his life, and they don't cite any eyewitness testimony whatsoever. So Livy is far better than anything that we have for Jesus.
Fair point. Go on.
But we do have somebody living at the time of the Spartacus War.
God damn it, motherfucking fucking hell!
So we have Appian and Plutarch that use Salus's histories, and the fragments that we have definitely reference Spartacus. Now, Salus was in the Senate, so he personally knew people that fought Spartacus, so that's eyewitness testimony too.
Uh-huh. Alright. Well, I've got an ace up my sleeve that you're not fucking expecting, huh?
Oh yeah? Who else you got?
Socrates! Aha! See, I got you! You ain't no shit about...
We got a lot of evidence for Socrates.
Jesus! Fuck no! Go fuck yourself!
So, we have Xenophon and Plato that are eyewitnesses of Socrates. Aristophanes also wrote a play called The Clouds that make fun of Socrates and his followers. We still have that play today. Then we also have Aristotle, who definitely cites Socrates as a historical person. And then historians were writing about Socrates within 100 years of his life. And they would have been using eyewitness testimony as well.
Well, I mean, you do know that we have eyewitness testimony for Jesus all rising and resurrecting and shit, right?
No, the Gospels are not eyewitness accounts. For one thing, they never identify their authors, they never cite any kind of source outside of Scripture, and they were written at a time when, if there were any eyewitnesses, they would have been most likely dying off at that point. But more importantly, they don't ever claim to be eyewitness accounts.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about Paul. He's got them there anthems or something, or what the fuck ever, that prove that Jesus existed. What you gotta say about them, huh?
No, that doesn't prove that Jesus existed either.
Oh, well, shit in my bisquick. Why exactly not?
Well, he probably got his information from earlier Christians, but really that just relays what those Christians believed at the time, and that's pretty far from establishing Jesus in history.
Oh, well, you know how to ruin fucking everything, don't you? You and your fucking historical information.
Also, I would like to note that comparing Jesus to these other historical figures is not exactly fair.
Oh yeah, dipshit, why is that?
Well, Jesus is in a completely different reference class. I mean, he's supposed to be a divine God person, supposedly, who was the Messiah of his people.
Look, he was a normal fucking dude just walking around Judea. He was also God while he was doing it. He's just like those other historical motherfuckers out there.
Not really. The people in Jesus' reference class have always been mythological. We have Inanna, Zalmoxis, Osiris, Romulus, Dionysus, Baal, Hercules, Theseus. All of these guys were mythological.
Yeah, well, them fucks was mythotypal, but my Jesus is real. Or, was real. Jesus is gonna beat your ass when he gets back here, you know that, right? Why don't you take your history and just go back to your circle jerk where you came from? I'm gonna go and watch the inspiring philosophy debate where he definitely kicked your ass and destroyed you. Fuck off!
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Other historical figures have vastly more evidence than Jesus. It's not a very good idea to try to start comparing the evidence that we have for some of these historical figures that historicists love to bring up all the time, because they are always going to have way more historical evidence for their existence than Jesus does. And for me, at least, and other mythicists, we would say this is because they actually existed, whereas Jesus most likely was a mythological person from the beginning. Thank you, heathens, for joining me today. I hope that you guys will join us next time when I have another conversation with brocefus. Gotta love that guy. Why don't you go down there, leave us a comment with what you thought about this little exchange. While you're down there, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you like weird conversations like this. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice, and I will see you heathens later.